Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for a Friday. Well, you were all following the news yesterday, weren't you? The French are at it again. They've got the ump, so they come out in their little fishing boats and start causing trouble around Jersey. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. They never ever cease to amaze me when they've got an axe to grind. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me once again, welcome back. Thank you to all of those that are supporting me through this very fast growing YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. Well, the French, they've got a big history of this, haven't they? Every time they get pissed off, they go and disrupt something somewhere, even if it's their own country or for someone else. You remember what happened, you know, before Christmas time when the French shut the border over COVID concerns, and the old Manston Airport, as was down the road from me, and all the roads surrounding it come to a complete bloody standstill because all the poor lorry drivers were stuck over here for days on end. If you ask me, that was more about Brexit than it was about COVID, but that's a completely different story. Well, what do I make of all this? The way I understand it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I get the impression the French have been told you can catch so much of certain kinds of fish in our waters and that's it. They've got rather pissed off because they've not been consulted on this and they're kicking and screaming. So I think about 80 fishing trawlers went over to Jersey and decided to blockade the port to protest. That's all it really was. I get annoyed with the mainstream media. I mean, the Sun in particular. They were putting out stories about Royal Naval warships heading to Jersey to see off the French. It sounded like war was about to break out. I mean, war with France. You know what they're good at with wars. I'm not going to say it, but you probably know. The disruptive protest is literally all it was. And the presence of these naval vessels, there was only 2 patrol boats that usually circle around our waters making sure everything is okay, and they do things like keeping an eye on the Russians when they, you know, use the channel to go back and forward. It's nothing big. It was literally a protest about them being hard done by when they've been coming in and, you know, fishing to their heart's content for all these years. And the presence of these naval vessels, as somebody put it, was a bit like the police turning up to a punch up at the local boozer to break it up and keep an eye on things. That's all it was. And at time of, you know, recording this video, I read that they're going to be coming home, both of them. I think one was leaving fairly soon and, you know, the other one today at some point. So at the time I'm recording this, for now at least, it's over, it's done, resolved. Everyone's going home and the boats have left. What really concerns me more than the protest itself was the French threat of cutting off Jersey's electricity supply. Can you imagine it? I think that's purely bully boy tactics, nothing else. I mean, I voted to leave the European Union. I'll put that on the table right now. You can call me what you like for that. I don't give a shit. I made that choice. I had reasons for making that choice. And if the whole thing was run again, I would do the same thing again. I know lots of people have changed their mind, but this just shows me what bullies, you know, the overseas people are. They're kicking and screaming. We're not going to get our own way, so we're going to turn the lights off. You imagine that, the Channel Islands, Jersey, it's a crown dependency, so we have a certain obligation to look after them. It could have caused all sorts of diplomatic mess and all over a load of fish. Yes, it's crazy, it's a mess, it needs sorting, but I think yet again the media's blown this whole thing out of proportion. It's all the lefty lovies in the media that seem to be taking over the place and made it look a lot worse than it actually is. If anybody that is watching this lives in Jersey and has an opinion or know what's really going on, stick your opinion underneath this video in the comments. We'd really love to hear from you. And I will be keeping an eye on this and I'll come back to you with more. But, you know, typical French, that's what I think. We will see what happens next. See you later.